There's 5 tiny altcoins that could 30x by July. Like this one, $27 million market cap, tiny project compared to its massive potential. And if you give me a second, I'll prove it to you. This token is one of the first decentralized exchanges on Cardano. And you're probably wondering, why does that matter? Well, decentralized exchanges make a lot of money. They make a lot of money for the same reason businesses like Stripe, Visa, and Shopify make a lot of money. From a business model perspective, the closer you are to a transaction, the more money you'll make and the easier it is to get paid. That's like a fundamental law of business. Businesses like Stripe, Visa, and Shopify are integrated within the transaction itself. Decentralized exchanges within crypto quite literally deal in money. They directly transact money with no third-party involvement. So put simply, a decentralized exchange is easily the best business model in crypto. And that's the reason why decentralized exchanges make up some of the largest tokens in all of crypto. Take a look. Radium, built on Solana, worth 487 million. PancakeSwap, built on Binance, worth 800 million. Uniswap, built on Ethereum, worth $6.4 billion. So these are all built on top 10 cryptos, Ethereum, Solana, and BNB. And each of those decentralized exchanges have a market cap of between 0.5% and 1% of the chain it's built on. So for example, if there's a blockchain worth $100 million, typically the largest DEX built on that blockchain would be worth around $1 million, 1% of the total $100 million market cap. The logic holds up. Look at various blockchains. That's typically the case, except for on Cardano. MinSwap, the largest decentralized exchange on Cardano, has a market cap of $27 million. That's 0.1% of Cardano's market cap, meaning if the Cardano ecosystem gets itself figured out, gets this marketing figured out, there's an easy 10x sitting there for MinSwap. Now, obviously that isn't guaranteed to happen, but it's one of those situations where I've looked around, I haven't heard anyone talking about this blatant opportunity that if it's solved, like, it's right there. The numbers are right there, the logic is right there. And of course, if you like this style of investing and gains like this 20% profit in one trade, or this 54% win last week, then you'll want to check out our members only trading group, FINOVA, link below. There you'll get access to everything that I'm buying and selling, as well as trade ideas from the top traders in the entire world. One of our traders even has a win rate of 88%, which is just insane. He has made $2 million in profits through trading in the last year and a half. And every single trade was posted in real time on FINOVA. Don't believe it? Sounds too good to be true? Click the link and find out for yourself. Just make sure you grab a spot before they fill up because they do sell out every single week. Now, this is only the start. We have even better tokens to talk about today. Each one is tiny, cheap, and has insane room to grow, potentially as high as 30x. But of course, don't be ridiculous. Like, this means the risk is even higher as well. Get it right, you'll make millions. Get it wrong, Chapter 7 bankruptcy. This is not financial advice. Don't go gambling your life savings on anything crazy like this. This is just to give you some ideas on the general direction of the market where you should do further research. Now, I did something interesting in this video. I hired a researcher to find me the best sub 50 million market cap coins. High risk, high reward, and clear signs that they could 10, 20, 30x in value. Then I compared his notes to my own. So you're gonna get 2 opinions for the price of 1 video. It's free. It's free real estate. But only if you watch the entire video. This project is a cool use case. This is an entire blockchain and a coin that was founded by a team of blockchain experts to help provide better privacy for its users. Like, it's compelling already, but it does this using complicated cryptography and a specialized protocol. The goal is to keep transactions confidential. This is great for reasons that I'll get into later, but for now, just take a look at this. $20 million market cap, but it had one massive price spike years ago before a major rebrand. So it's proven that it can go big, but the only question is, can it do it again? Can it defeat the fact that it went big, tank since then? If you know your small coins, and you probably already recognize this one, it's FIRO. FIRO has a lot of things going for it. It's listed on multiple big exchanges like Binance. The tokenomics are set up in a way where the project is able to fund its own development, and the tech behind it, it's pretty innovative. Soon you'll be able to issue tokens on the FIRO ecosystem, which ideally should grow this even further. But is it actually any good? Well, my researcher flagged that it has extreme privacy focus, and the fact that that actually might get it in trouble with governments. I'm not so sure. Like, you know, VPNs, they do just fine. There's other privacy coins that are like generally doing okay. In fact, I'd argue that the privacy narrative is one of its strengths. People want more privacy, and if that echoes into crypto, that might cause FIRO to get swept up in the privacy wave. We haven't seen that quite happen yet, but it could happen. My researcher gave this one a B+. I'll give it a B-. I believe the privacy narrative is actually a strong suit and it makes sense, but its price surge in the past and the rebrand that, they're trying to separate themselves from that price surge. This is going to make it a bit harder to surge again because people look at that price history. Overall, I think it's a good pick. It just has that thing it needs to work through. Now, I talked about MinSwap at the beginning of this video. Well, my researcher, he dug into this one too. 70% of its tokens are dedicated to yield farming. 10% of its initial allocation went to the developers, which implies that it has money to keep developing this thing. MinSwap, it's a big name among the Cardano community and investors, but it's still relatively unknown in the broader crypto community. Likewise, while it's pushing for a listing on a major exchange, it still doesn't have it. Your investment kind of hinges on this happening. Right now, it's pretty hard to buy a token that's built on Cardano. Like, most people just don't have the wallets. They don't go on the dexes where you can buy that kind of thing. It's a major struggle for Cardano tokens right now. So with a low market cap, but a very high potential if Cardano can find its footing, how did my researcher grade this? He gave it a B+. And if I'm going to compare it with other tiny market cap coins, I'll give MinSwap an A-. The next project my researcher flagged is similar to FINOVA, but with some key differences. The same emphasis on privacy, which is great for narrative reasons that I explained earlier, but its innovations are even more impressive. Like its virtual machine that enables confidential apps and smart contracts, and a confidential decentralized exchange. Like, so far, pretty great. By now you might recognize this as Beam. This Beam specifically. Make sure you get the right Beam because there's multiple. Now, it isn't without its challenges. First, it hasn't been listed on a big exchange, which is a setback and an opportunity, depending on how you look at it, if you're a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of investor. But it also has this branding issue. It's a relatively new project and, awareness takes time, but doesn't help that there's another more popular crypto project called Beam out there. Like, that's a pretty big problem. However, considering these problems, and a tiny $11 million market cap, it does feel a little too small for a project as innovative as this one. As I said before, the narrative is there, but for now, it's relatively unknown. My researcher gave this one a B. I'll give it a C+. Okay, next up. For me, this is where it gets really interesting. The next project my researcher looked at was a DeFi platform that's custom built for efficient trading, for privacy, and for security. But what's really interesting about it is that it's 100% open source. But in layman's terms, that just means anyone can use the source code to build their own custom bots or product integrations. The project is called Mango Markets. Now, they haven't had the greatest press recently because a guy stole $110 million from them. That's never a good look, and the community engagement just dropped off a cliff afterwards. Who can blame them? But Mango is still going, and they're still listed on tier 1 exchanges like Kraken, so they're resilient at least. And on top of that, the platform can be used to trade tokens like USDT, wrapped Bitcoin, Solana, Dog with Hat, wrapped Ethereum, and a bunch more. It's useful, and it's one of Solana's first decentralized exchanges. It has a ton of ways to trade, swap, borrow, and lend. It's a solid project here to believe in. My researcher gave it a B-, but what do I think of it? Well, its narrative is tied to Solana, and Solana, even though it's dipped over the last month or so, it's had a good 12 months. $21 in July, up to 200 plus. I mean, that's crazy. Solana is one of the biggest names in crypto, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But if another pump happens, will it bring Mango Markets up with it? I think it depends on how well Mango can leverage its tech to get people on the platform and how much it can overcome that bad press. This has kind of been a common theme here, where it's like good project, bad something holding them back that seems to be like a social or like a people or a narrative issue. It's interesting. If it can manage to solve that, then it's a solid Solana ecosystem coin that people are just sleeping on and could potentially pop off. I'm going to say B- is accurate here. But now for something fun. This next project is a bonus piece of research on a meme coin. It's the most traded token on Cardano. It has an extremely strong community. This is, of course, SNEC. You probably already guessed it. If you're new here, I'm a partner and investor on SNEC. I'm helping lead brand direction there. I'm extremely excited about this project, but I wanted to see what the researcher had to say about this project without any of my input. I mean, I know the reasons I like it. It has a strong community, which is the most important thing a meme coin could possibly have. It has an extremely motivated and talented group of core contributors. It has the image, the meme potential, the same story for all the other meme coins that eventually pop off. Now look, I'm not about to sell out and tell you SNEC is low risk. It's not. It's high risk. It's high risk with a hard R. A $70 to $80 million market cap for this coin is far beneath its potential. So what's holding it back? Well, it needs a listing on a large exchange. When that happens, the price is much more likely to pop off. Retail investors will flood in, meme coin magic will do its work, and the marketing team and community will go into overdrive once there's funds to really market this thing and get more and more exposure. We'll just have to wait and see. So what did my researcher grade SNEC? He just simply said high risk. Fair enough, it is, but I give it an S for SNEC. Now, none of this video or these high potential coins will matter if you don't know when or how to trade cryptos. You have to master the basics. That's what this guy did. He traded $26 all the way up to 2.7 million, and I interviewed him to learn his exact methods, and they're surprisingly simple. Click on that interview on screen now. Love you. Bye.